Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are doing really well in this COVID-19 pandemic situation. Stay fit and stay healthy. All right, so welcome to my channel, Learn English with Syed. Today, the topic is going to be very interesting, and this is the very first time that I'm making a YouTube channel and I'm uploading the videos for all of my students and trainees, for everybody who would like to enhance and improve your communication skills in most of the areas where they find themselves hard time speaking an English language. The first topic is today is going to be interesting that you see it in my slide today. It talks about the speech clarity. The moment I say the speech, the thoughts, automatically the first thing which comes in your mind is the thoughts. If you have good thoughts and good clarity, you deliver a good speech in a language. Language is just a medium to deliver and convey a message, right? So let's get started the topic. So the topic is about the speech clarity. So the topic talks about the speech. The moment I say the speech, it has the three levels in the introduction that you see it in this slide here clearly. So the first level, which I'm going to read here, that you have to understand it very carefully. People often don't understand what you want to say. You use the wrong sounds in English words. It's all because your pronunciation is not in place. Your sounds are not in place, your articulation is not in place, and your modulation is also not in place. Level 2, moving on to the level 2, people understand what you want to say, but it's unpleasant to listen to you. What's wrong with this level 2 communication? The level 2 communication talks about people understand what you want to say. That's because they're trying hard to understand you, because you're lacking in terms of your sounds, you're lacking in terms of your speech, you're maybe lacking in terms of your articulation, your pronunciation. So, but still the person is trying to understand. So you're not so bad compared to the level 1, but still level 2 is much better. All right, moving on to the level 3 that you see. Level 3 talks about people understand you and your English is pleasant to listen to. That means your sounds are in place, your pronunciation is in place, your voice modulation is in place, and your articulation is also really good in English. It means that your English and your speech looks so pleasant to a person to whom you're interacting with, either over the phone or maybe that if you have a face-to-face interaction with a person, that you would feel it more comfortable and the other person feel it more comfortable to listen to you. It's because your English language is up to the mark, your sounds are in place, so that's the reason they find it very comfortable. Now let's go ahead and talk about that, how can we go ahead and improve? So now these are the levels that I'm talking about. So I hope you got the basic idea about the 3 level of English pronunciation. Moving on to the next point, these are the basic segment of the speech. When I say these are the more important components of the speech clarity, that helps you to develop good speech to deliver in a pleasant manner when you're speaking in English language with anybody. So the first point that you see it here, which is noted as articulation. Anybody know what is articulation is all about? Articulation deals with that the sounds which you produce it and which you form it in English language, that is called as articulation. Pronunciation, the sounds which you produce it with the right words to stress on the right words to stress it at the right place, that is called as the pronunciation. What is intonation then? Intonation talks about the rise and fall of your speech. When you speak in English language, when you speak and you say, hello, how are you doing today? How the things are going on? So when you say that, your rise and fall of your speech goes up and down. Then the voice modulation, when you speak something, you do not have to have the flat speech. You have to have a movement and the modulation in your speech. The more you modulate your voice and you get the right sounds, and it also looks so melodious and it also looks so pleasant to a person to listen to. It does not look so rude, but it looks so pleasant to a person. These are the basic segments of the speech. And moving on to the next slide. So let's talk about the voicing. Voicing, what is voicing? The voicing, the sounds which will make the throat vibrate. So when you go ahead and speak anything, you can put your hand on your throat and you can see the difference. Your throat will vibrate. Why is it vibrating? Because you're producing the sounds from your vocal cords. So it comes from your sound box, so that's why that it's vibrating. So the voicing is very important. When you speak something, you need to have the vibration in your throat, so that means that sounds are in place and your voicing is also in place too. Mouth positioning is something which is a kind of an exercise, which I'm not going to talk more about it, but this is one of the exercises which will help you to have proper mouth movement, lip movement, tongue movement, and jaw relaxation. So there are several exercises that will help you to have a great mouth positioning in order to improve and enhance your speech clarity in English language. Intonation, like I told you, the rise and fall of your speech. Whenever you speak with anybody, you have to go ahead and use proper punctuations and proper usage of your punctuations, I would say. When you see a full stop, you have to stop. And you see a question mark, you have to ask like a question. When you're asking a statement is different and asking a question is different. For example, how are you doing today? It's a question to a person. When you say, how are you doing today? It sounds so dull with no energy. You need to have that energy. When you get energy, when you speak like a question and when you understand the question and the statement difference, then you will get the good intonation. So whenever you speak in English language, it is very important. You need to have a great intonation in place. If it is not in place, then your sounds won't be in place. It looks so dull in conversation and it does not look pleasant to listen to as well. Okay? All right, moving on to the next slide. Let's talk about a little bit of the phonetics, which is not important for you guys, but this talks about the speech. It talks about the study of the sounds in a speech in English language, how it is physically created from your vocal tract in human, so that it comes out of your box. That is all about the phonetics, which is just a definition as of now. Let's not talk about it in detail. We'll do it slowly in detail in our upcoming videos. Okay, language characteristics, which is very important. Very, very important. Have you ever judged, have you ever find yourself that you know how important the characteristics are in language? The accuracy and the fluency. When I talk about accuracy, that you clearly see here, the pronunciation is very important. When you have no pronunciation, you'll not have proper accuracy. When you have no intonation, you'll not have accuracy. When you have a spelling error, when you're not spelling it properly, then you have no accuracy again. Vocabulary, so you don't have to go ahead and just be diction, but you need to understand some of the words and their meanings as well. And stress is also very important, and the grammar sense. That deals with your accuracy in English language. When it comes to the fluency, these are the few important points of the fluency. It talks about your spontaneity in your English language, and you have to make short questions and short answers, and improvise your fluency. Always keep speaking, keep talking, keep reading, and that's how that you can develop the fluency level and you'll have a great rate of speech. And mistakes is also going to damage your fluency as well. Don't make much mistakes. So this talks about the language characteristics and it deals with accuracy and the fluency. You also see here a small graphical representation that talks about stress and intonation, facial expression, gesture, body language, formal or informal, pauses and fillers in English, sounds, phonology. These are the characteristics. So if you will have all these characters in your English, but we don't express and use it appropriately because we have never heard about it. So now we're going to talk about in detail slowly so that you will understand and you can improvise and you can enhance your language barrier and you can talk efficiently and you can talk effectively with a person who can easily understand your English language. All right, so moving on to the next point here, next slide. Okay, this is something really interesting in the speech clarity which I wanted to talk about, very important. This talks about if you can pronounce correctly every word in this poem, you'll be speaking English better than 90% of native English. So which poem it is? So that is something very interesting. So I'm going to showcase you in this next slide that what poem is all about and whether you can go ahead and pronounce or not. You can go ahead and practice this. This is one of the first homework that I'm giving it to you guys, that you can practice it and you can definitely see the difference in your speech clarity, which will improve your rate of speech, great grip on your fluency, and also enhances and exercises your jaw movement, mouth movement, and you'll get a good grip on your English language to improve your speech clarity. Okay, so let's moving on. Let's go ahead and practice. All right, so this is the poem that I was talking about. You see it in this slide here, which is very important to get a good grip on your speech clarity, to get a good grip on your pronunciation. Have you ever practiced the tongue twisters in your life before, guys? Or have you ever practiced this kind of poem? you might have come across, but you find it very funny sometimes when reading out this kind of tongue twisters and this poem. But this will definitely create a good impact on your pronunciation and create a good impact on your speech clarity to enhance and to get a good grip on your speech and your rate of speech as well. So let's go ahead and try and practice this one of the words, and then I want you to go ahead and practice this at your home for a couple of days, and you would see the difference definitely in your speech and in your pronunciation very soon. So let's get started, and let me go ahead and read it for you first, and you can practice it at your home at your leisure time or your free time. Dearest creator in creation, study English pronunciation. I will teach you in my words. Sounds like corpse, horse, and words. I'll keep you, Susie, busy. Make your head with heat grow dizzy. So this is just the 45 lines that I want you to read it for you. And I want you to go ahead and copy me. Don't go ahead and just use the accent, but you can go ahead and use accent neutralization, which is called as you can go ahead and speak in neutral accent. The way you pronounce, the way you speak in English language, go ahead and just practice it in that way, and you would definitely get a good pronunciation grip. And you'll also go ahead, whenever you read this, make sure you follow 4 important segments of the speech, which I just taught you. What are those? Your articulation has to be in place, your pronunciation has to be in place, and your voice modulation has to be in place too, and your intonation. When I say articulation, the formation of your sounds from your vocal cord, so make sure you produce the sounds appropriately. And intonation, the rise and fall of your speech when you read it, it has to be clear as well. Pronunciation, when you're pronouncing it, there is a simple technique for the pronunciation. Whoever have a mispronunciation problem, and they mispronounce more often in English language because of regional language influence, mother tongue influence is what we call it as. What they need to do, they have to open your mouth and little wider and speak slowly and practice this poem, and definitely you would see the difference in your English pronunciation and the speech. All right. Thank you very much for watching my video today, guys, and I will definitely go ahead and upload some more videos again in my upcoming sessions. And keep watching my channel, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like my channel. Thank you once again, and a lot more to come like I told you on my new channel. Please help me out, and that will help you to enhance and improve your communication skills in terms of oral communication and in written communication as well. So a lot more to come. So once again, before I let you go and before I leave, subscribe, comment, and like. Thank you very much.